morning. I'm Diablo. Welcome everyone. Now we're getting this YouTube thing going. I see we're live. Everything's working out. Welcome to Coffee Talk. I'm trying to line things up here. We've got two things I want to talk about today. Some of it's slightly older news because it happened last week. We found out about it. But it does impact this community a little bit because a lot of us play Overwatch and a lot of us play Diablo. So I wanted to I think this is kind of bringing the whole Blizzard controversy thing, to an end. It's starting to get to the point where people are reporting on it less, and it's, I think people are going to start forgetting about it. But just before I went on vacation last weekend, we learned that Blizzard let go of several key employees, and Jesse McCree is one of them. Jesse McCree and Diablo 4 director no longer at Activision Blizzard. It's kind of funny that they didn't name the director, and they make it sound like Jesse McCree is the director, but the game director is actually Luis Barriga, and Jesse McCree is the lead designer, and a World of Warcraft designer, Jonathan LeCraft. They were all let go from Blizzard on Wednesday of last week, so about a week ago. Two sources with knowledge of the move told Kotaku. Now, what they found is that these people were no longer in the roster on Blizzard. They weren't listed as employees anymore, and they asked Blizzard for clarification. Now, I'm pretty sure California has the same kind of labor laws that Michigan has. If you leave a company, they aren't allowed to disclose anything about your work performance or why you left unless you give them permission to. So usually when you fill out a job application, there's a little box that you can check saying, yes, you can contact this employer, and then yes, you can use this employer as a reference. If you use the employer as a reference, your employer can say whatever they want about you. So be careful. When I was a job coach, we always reminded people to be very careful about who you used as references and to make sure that you understand what people really have to say about you, because it may not be what you think. So with that in mind, Blizzard probably can't legally say anything about the departure of these men. So as of August 11th at 6:20 p.m., Kotaku got an update from Activision Blizzard saying, we can confirm Luis Barriga, Jesse McCree, and Jonathan LeCraft are no longer with the company. We have a deep, talented roster of developers already in place, and new leaders have been assigned where appropriate. We are confident in our ability to continue progress, deliver amazing experiences to our players, and move forward to ensure a safe, productive work environment for all. One source who learned of the news said Activision Blizzard did not give a reason for the departure, but they come as the company reckons with a California lawsuit alleging widespread sexual harassment and discrimination at the Overwatch and Call of Duty publisher. Let's put that on a different screen so you guys can actually read this stuff. Good morning, Annabelle. How are you? Showing up for the gossip, I see. So Jesse McCree, this is important. This is what's stupid. The namesake for Overwatch's beloved cowboy fighter, and most recently a designer on Diablo 4, was one of several current and former Blizzard developers who appeared in an image of a BlizzCon 2013 Cosby suite obtained by Kotaku. Now, we did talk about that in an earlier video. This happened before Cosby was convicted, and they said that they actually changed the name of the suite the following year when they found out what he was like. Can we can put two and two together? Which one? There's so much going on here. The suite contained booze and a giant portrait of Bill Cosby and reportedly belonged to World of Warcraft developer Alex Afrasiabi. I think I said that right. Everyone struggles with that name. It's just strange. I don't think we need to go into the details. Like I said, we've talked about this a lot. This is the Cosby suite photo. Now, people did come out and state that this was more of a green room and that you had hundreds of people coming and going in this suite. So I don't think that would be the case if it was being used as, Good morning, Iridium. Good morning, Psychobark. Name him edible. I have never fondled anyone. Name him edible, McCree. That's what you want to call him. What if they use your old name? Holy wah, dude. Although given the Overwatch player base, it wouldn't be completely unheard of. Overwatch League caster, stop saying McCree's name. This is the dumbest thing ever. And I was talking with Nexus about this last night. I'm like, dude, they should be fired. He's like, absolutely. They really should be fired. They're children. He also said other things I probably shouldn't say on YouTube that were quite entertaining. Good morning, Jez. Good to have you here. So they make it sound like a lot of people are saying this. McCree is Overwatch's iconic gunslinger, but some casters commentating over official competitions, otherwise known as Overwatch League, are now avoiding saying his name. The shift comes after Jesse McCree, the real-life Blizzard developer who the character is named after, was pictured in a now infamous Cosby suite that took place. They keep leaving out photo. Was pictured... Well, okay. No, it should be was pictured in a now infamous Cosby Suite photo that took place at the BlizzCon 2013. Kill him off or keep the name. Agree. Agree. Yes, do not change the name. Over the weekend, a fan spotted Overwatch League casters Bren Hook and Josh Sideshow Wilkinson appearing to avoid saying McCree's name during the matches. Instead of saying McCree, they referred to him as the Cowboy. As reported by Dextro, Hook and Wilkinson both went on to like the tweet, noticing the change. And fellow Overwatch caster Mitch Uber Leslie tweeted earlier this week that he thought this was a good idea. I'm laughing. Cowboy 69 should be his new name. I am laughing because Nexus, okay, what he said was, so you have the three guys and you have the woman who's kind of a badass. And he said the woman has more testosterone in her body than all three of the men combined. And it's kind of... Yeah, notice the woman wasn't mentioned here. It's just the guys. The Cowboy. Like, stop already. I think Asmongold did a really good video. I saw a video of him talking about this, and he's 100% right. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. It's the stupidest thing to change the name. Don't do it. He's already a character who's been around since what, 2016? So it's been 5 years that we've had McCree. McCree is the character, not the employee. Who cares who his namesake is? And we don't know why Jesse McCree was fired. We can speculate, and that is certainly what everyone's doing. But in this article, I'm not even going to read the article. Like, oh yeah, the Diablo 4 game director was also fired. We kind of skipped over that. No, he didn't. We mentioned it. Okay, good stuff. I'm not too worried about that, honestly. I think there's plenty of people who are capable of running the show for Diablo, and most of the hard work, I think, is done. But some of the comments here are good. This guy says, this is crazy. I know that Michael Morheim was in charge for a long time. Is his name mentioned in all the harassment claims? What about Chris Metzen? I don't think any of them are mentioned. Guys, there's more, too. This gets good. Blizzard was my favorite game company back in the late 90s and 2000s. I cannot believe they are ruined completely. I have zero confidence in the woke people that will take over, but who knows? The new Battlefield game looks great, so maybe the new people might turn things around. We can all hope for the best, I guess. WTF is this woke shiz you guys keep going about. Oh, man. This guy is... He doesn't... Yeah, I don't know. Just accept that times are changing. Like, why are you thinking like a flipping elder? You should think like an elder. You'd probably do better in life, Mr. Knight. Okay. Pow here had a really nice job. Can't tell what's really going on, but this sounds like the company just wanted to remove one of the oldest, highest paid devs in the team, so that Activision saves money and dictates the direction of the Blizzard games and younger generation eager to take their jobs. Quite sad corporate greed taking over Blizzard. They do make the highest quality of games, as I played most of the old ones and not really liked almost all PC games that came past decade. D3 is terrible in its story mode and RPG elements, but the action gameplay is good quality. So this is interesting. He could be onto something. My brother worked at a tier 1 automotive supplier And he worked there for 15 years. And during the recession, they laid off a ton of people. All the people who got laid off all made the most money. So they take advantage of situations to get rid of people who are making the most money. And if you look at the mass exodus of experience that has left Blizzard just in the last 5 years, this comment could very much be rooted in reality. Blizzard is going to dip. They are making it worse by entertaining. Yes, yo hardcore. They're trying to pressure Blizzard. Okay, so they're trying to pressure Blizzard to change McCree's name. And I don't really have to ask you guys. Like, I know you guys. You're not into the woke stuff. You're not a cancel culture person, most of you. Any of you. I'm looking at the names in chat here. Like, you guys... I don't know. What do you think? What if Jesse McCree did turn out to be a terrible person? I don't really want to, name certain things here on stream, but I disagree that they made the best games. I think Blizzard is, when you look at Blizzard overall, I think they've made some of the best games in the industry. And quality-wise, today we're going to pull up Diablo 2 Resurrected on Diber Plays on that channel, and I haven't touched it yet. I haven't opened the game. I haven't downloaded it and installed. But I'm kind of excited to see. It's early access beta. And I want to see, like, how this is compared to all the other betas I've played over the last couple of years. Because I'll tell you guys, the gaming industry has disappointed me like crazy. The quality of stuff they put out is trash. And then you look at Destiny, which this community has been chained to for years. Every time they ever release, the freakiest things happen. Keep the name. It's a cartoon, right? Yo, brother Art. You're for canceling everyone always. Got you. They made great games, but they didn't make the best games. I think that's a matter of opinion, but when you look at quality of games, they're still putting out some of the best games in the industry. They are. Whenever there's an Overwatch update, granted they aren't extensive anymore, but whenever there is, the game works. Diablo 3 gets patches. They get quality of life patches all the time. They're always improving the game. Like, there is good decision making in Diablo 3. There are things that could be changed about the game. I feel like the player base in Diablo 3 loves repetitiveness. So if you don't like super repetitive games, that is not for you. But overall, like, the changes that I've seen in the game over the years have been great. I mean, exactly what the game needed. And you don't get that from other developers. And every time there's a patch, the game works. Call of Duty is not Blizzard, but the game still, for the most part, works. It's better than most of the games that come out, and that thing is such a clunky... It's clunky. Dude, it's like driving an old car. And yet, honestly... It's one of the best shooters out there, in my opinion. I think the movement is excellent and the guns are great. They made great games, but they didn't make the best games. The best game was Destiny 1. They do a quality job. Yes. I wish I had played Destiny 1, but man, if I could go back to Destiny 2 pre-Shadowkeep, that would make me happy. Even if we went pre-Beyond Light, that would be better, but... yeah, actually pre-Beyond Light, they should have done a Destiny 3. They really should have. They didn't want to, but they should have. They should have just left Destiny 2 alone. And that's, why they lost people like me. Let's be real. It all comes down to that. It's not that simple, but... So yeah. The woke crowd is now pressuring Blizzard to change McCree's name. And I don't think that's the right thing to do for the game. And like someone else pointed out, that only hurts the player base. That's all it does. Now, did you guys hear about the investors who were pressuring Blizzard to make further changes? There's an investor who expressed their disappointment in the company and the changes that they wanted to see. Destiny 2 before murdering Cade. I mean, I do love Forsaken, dude. I don't think he should have been murdered. It didn't need to be done, but Forsaken was my favorite by far. My favorite. Love it. That whole year was amazing. Um, but yeah, so there is an investor who a lot of people are now citing. They're like, well, look, this investor wants them to change their ways. There is a problem with the credibility of the investor, though, and I'll let Hoag Law explain it. This is beautiful, and this is why I can't pick sides on this case, because there's no integrity. And I even have to wonder if this investor is in cahoots with the people of the agency in California that brought the case against them.
The SOC group goes a bit farther, and fortunately for us, because they are what we call an activist investor. That's not intended to be derogatory, but they take positions in companies to make hay and to potentially move things on the agenda and to have votes amongst the shareholders that change the way a company operates. As an activist investor, they put up the letters publicly that they give to these companies, and they present for us a lot to talk about. Now, the SOC Investment Group has not always been called the SOC Investment Group. If we go to their webpage, we see that it was formerly known as the CTW Investment Group. And if that name sounds familiar to you, it should, and thank you for being in virtual legality for so long. CTW is the name of the investment group that was for Change to Win, a group of labor unions that work together to achieve political ends, either through their private ownership of companies, as we see here, or through regulatory lobbying and the like. If we go and we look at the Change to Win Strategic Organization Center, which that SOC is giving name to the investment group we're about to look at, we see that it's described as follows. We are a democratic federation of labor unions representing more than 4.5 million working men and women. We believe in the power of collective action to serve as a counterweight to corporate interests and big money in Washington. Through innovative campaigns in the private sector economy, we strive to ensure that every person has a living wage, their workplace rights protected, benefits to support their family, and dignity in retirement.
I mean, those are all good
and
things.
I'm mentioning this because, like, any time we read a letter or we read an article, it's important to understand where the author is coming from.
So what's interesting about that is this isn't about making a better workplace for the employees. This has actually turned into an attempt to unionize Blizzard. I have mixed feelings about that. I've worked for a couple of unions, and for the most part, unions are useless, especially when they're really large ones. And the teachers union, the NEA, National Education Association, brainwashing organization. It's amazing how much groupthink is going on within the teaching profession across the United States. And the teachers do what the union wants, not the other way around. And I was a member of SEIU. That's the most recent one that I was a part of, and we weren't happy with them either. In fact, one of the things that we were pissed off about is they sent us more political mail than political candidates did. And we were like, okay, this needs to stop. You need to stop telling me who to vote for, because your values don't align with mine. And face it, I was in a division. We were all veterans. Most of us were not going to vote for Marxism. We're veterans, dude. Like, we're anti-Marxists. Come on. But this organization here is all about creating the space to bring a union in. And if you are going to unionize, going with a national union or a large union is not the way to go, because they're basically going to use you as a resource to lobby in Washington. And lobbying on the federal level is very dirty. State level, not necessarily. I know Michigan, there's a lot of... In Michigan, it's very easy to lose your congressional seat if you take a bribe. That's not allowed. There are very strict lobbying laws here, and it's here. Lobbying is about informing a legislator about an issue. So when I was vice president of the Michigan Mountain Biking Association, we sent a lobbyist up to Lansing to inform them about what we actually did on state land. I personally built mountain bike trails. We raised the money. We took that money and invested in the resources that we needed to create those trails. And we had another user group that wanted to bring horses onto the trails, and that would destroy mountain bike trails. That would just destroy them. And our legislators didn't know anything about that stuff. So we sent a lobbyist up to Lansing to educate them about what we actually did. It ended up working. A guy I've known for 20 years, he was poli-sci at Michigan State, and he's friends with a lot of lawyers, several of whom are now lobbyists in Washington. And what he's heard about lobbying on the federal level is incredibly dirty. So when you have a union going to Washington to lobby, you better believe it's dirty. It's not like, oh, hey, we're just going to educate you. No, politics in Washington is not about education. It's about pushing an agenda, whether or not it's right for the people. So if Blizzard employees actually do want to unionize, what they need to do is find a small local union to represent them, one that is not interested in, not one who's linked to national interests, I should say. And I've talked with a lot of people who were part of really small unions, and they were very happy. They were way happier with their unions than we were. Should Blizzard unionize? That's a tough question. Look, I think the work conditions there are absolute crap. And the only way that's going to change, honestly, you can unionize all day long, but if the leadership sucks, it's still going to suck to go to work. You can get higher pay, but it's not really worth it. Like, the job is still going to suck. And now when it comes to things like pay, I guess, I think Bellular reported that the Q&A desk, okay, Q&A, entry level position, like you're new, you have no experience, you're going to work on Q&A, $15 an hour. Guys, the Blizzard offices are in Southern California. Why the hell are you earning Detroit entry level wages in California, which is way more expensive? Like, what even is that wage? That's a joke. That is a joke. So I agree a lot of stuff needs to change in Blizzard, but the fact that we have a labor union moving in, like, just all the stuff that people like Hogla are uncovering in this situation, this is not about harassment or equal opportunity in the workplace. This is about pushing an agenda and moving in to take ownership of a company. That's exactly what this is about, and it's dirty. I get why unions started, but they have become bastardized and corrupted 100%. If I could get rid of all unions tomorrow, would I? I think that's a very dangerous gamble to take. Because, I mean, unions, I think having that kind of accountability measure existing, there have been workplaces that managed to keep unions out, but they greatly improved quality of life in the workplace because they wanted their employees to be happy, so they wouldn't threaten to bring the unions in again. That's very important leverage for the employees. But like you said, a lot of unions are incredibly corrupt, and they're not there for the employee. I mean, thanks for taking my union dues and doing nothing for me. Okay, yeah, you have a good day too. In my experience, my union actually prevented me from using things like flex time from my previous employer because other people were jealous. Well, I want to use flex time, but they didn't really want to use it. They just didn't want me to have access to it. Because you always have people in every group who are control freaks. There's no reason for them to be against you having a quality of life improvement that your employer offers you. There's no reason. And I needed it. Like, I left my last job mostly for mental health issues. I was developing a drinking problem. I was in traffic 3 hours a day. Every time a position over here by my home opened up, they decided not to fill the position, so I couldn't get a transfer over. Like, I spent, I think, three years trying to transfer over here to where I live. Finally, I said, screw it, I can't do this. And my performance at work was trash because of it. Like, if you have someone who's stressed out and unhappy, they're not going to work well. Now, flex time is offered through the state of Michigan. The state of Michigan offers amazing benefits to their employees. But if you're a union employee, chances are the union will block you from enjoying some of those things because of, equity. Like, shut up. Benefits should be there to help ensure that each and every employee has what that individual needs to do their job well. And if that means that you need flex time so you're not stuck in rush hour traffic for 3 hours a day, that's important. Like, I didn't have time to come home and wind down. I had serious insomnia. I was developing a drinking problem. I was having other health issues that were getting worse. And my employer had tools in place that could have helped me. But because of complaints through the union, everyone's saying, well, I want that. I couldn't use it. Is that fair? I don't think that's fair. Everything in Washington is dirty, dude. Brother Art, look, I love my country, and there's a lot of great things we stand for, even if most of Twitter has no idea how good they have it, and they are the most spoiled brats in the world. But yeah, our leaders are assholes. They need to go. And it's really an embarrassment. The fact that the people, and not everyone in Washington is terrible. I mean, there are some good people in Washington trying to fight the good fight. But like some of the decisions that have been made recently, and then like how our government over many decades, and this is a bipartisan thing, how our government has bullied other countries into complying with our desires through extortion and manipulation. That's embarrassing too. I mean, I'm fine with like Trump negotiating with China the way he did. Somebody had to do it. But like, we're talking about things on a deeper level. Like the sovereignty of other countries is not respected by our leaders. And yeah, you have to use a little bit of good judgment there, because some countries are a little screwed up and they just want to get rid of us. Yeah, of course we need to keep our thumb on that, but it's scary, dude. It's scary being an American, because we're the freest country in the world, and people are trying to take away our freedom of expression. They're trying to take away our freedom to, well, move freely throughout the states. They're trying to take away our ability to choose what's best for us in terms of careers. They are the reason why food and gas has gone up. My cream that I buy from Whole Foods, it's gone up 25%. So it used to be $4 on a bad day. I think there were days I paid $3.99 for it. Last time I bought it, $5. Like, it just spiked up. And I'm pretty sure Amazon's been buffering the cost for quite some while because they own Whole Foods. But, man, $5 for a pint of cream. $4 at the gas station next to me for a gallon of gas. Like, what even the hell is that? It was like 2 something under Trump. Which is how it should be. That was a relief. We hadn't seen gas prices that low since I think the first Bush term. And then I think when Clinton first went into office, it was like under $1 a gallon, or it was about $1. It's so weird. Inflation is real. Okay, so anyway, you agree on the thumbs down. He was your favorite character. They should have killed Zavala, but no one would have cared. The problem with Zavala is like he's the one voice actor that shows up consistently. I actually appreciate Zavala. You're surprised Blizzard wasn't unionized already? I don't know. I don't think a company like Activision Blizzard is going to allow that. And it's a slippery slope. There are pros and cons to unionizing. And like I said, the union that you choose matters. And if you have Change to Win or the SOC trying to bust open that door, something tells me it's not a good union that's trying to bust in. Don't forget your mask, right? Yowza. Blizzard, especially the WoW team, needed to be turned over. You know, I don't really know too much about the WoW team to really have an opinion of that. I don't play WoW. It sounds like the spirit. Here's the thing. What I do know is that these games have lost a lot of key people, and we've actually gone over this in some previous videos. So like check the Coffee Talk playlist in the Bare Truth, and you'll find that. I think the problem isn't that they need a turnover. I think the problem is that the wrong people left the company. Same thing with Bungie. I think the people who really influenced the spirit of the game left. The wrong people left and the wrong people stayed. And what's really infuriating about Destiny is, yeah, like, you loved Destiny 1. A lot of people love Destiny 1. And the problem with Destiny is it's hands down the best game when it comes to movement and guns. Like, they have the best movement and guns. And the art, for the most part, I'm downgrading the art a little bit because, come to find out, the cutscenes weren't Bungie. I'm pretty sure the cutscenes were all Vicarious Visions. If you look at the cutscenes on Forsaken, they're way better than the stuff that Bungie did after they left Activision. And then, like, the marketing part of it, the Vidocs, the trailers, are all trash now. They're not what they were before. There's a lot of talent in Activision Blizzard that Bungie was tapping into, and they didn't appreciate it. They didn't. Good morning, Kat. They needed turnover before Activision? Blizzard, especially the WoW team, needed to be turned over. The WoW team is what started the mess. You mean the harassment stuff? Bunch of dirty, freaky MMO people. Because it was better, year 3 of D1 was Premier Gaming. What expansion was that? And I'm willing to bet Christopher Barrett was the game director. I remember Kuji did a video about Chris Barrett and oh my god, I just forgot his name. The last game director, Luke Smith. And he talked about all the best expansions in the game, and he's like, this, and this were all under Christopher Barrett. And these were all under Luke Smith. And it's like, you could see like a very, like, I couldn't speak to the D1 stuff, but the community is pretty clear about what they like in D1 as a whole. And yeah, Chris Barrett, I guess, was the man in charge of that. And of course, he's not working on Destiny anymore. He's been working on Matter. But like I said before, I will not purchase Matter. I will never buy another Bungie IP ever again, because I don't want to go through what they put me through with Destiny. And the funny thing is I didn't start doing live service games until 2016. And I always feared online games because I thought, man, like, I still have games that I got 20 years ago, 25 years ago, those fun little DOS games. And no one can take those away from me. They run on every computer. Like, they're just fun and entertaining. But like Destiny was exactly what my biggest fear was with going to live service games. I thought, man, what sucks about this is they could take my content away at any time. But I started trusting the system, having things offered online, because Blizzard never took anything away from me. Everything I've ever bought from Blizzard, I have. And I have yet to see anything go away. I think they've stopped servicing. Aren't they done with servicing Hearthstone? That's Heroes of the Storm. Yeah, I think they're done servicing Hearthstone. I think they're done with StarCraft. They're just... Is this the beta? Yes. They don't take things away. Like, here you go, you bought the game, enjoy it. And then frickin' Bungie comes along and takes away not only part of my game, but the stuff that I really loved. And I guess they're taking the EDZ and Nessus away. I did not see that along official channels. Someone else said that they were doing that. Dreaming City, I heard, was going away. Yeah, I don't want to be there for that. So I had someone message me the other day, someone who I absolutely love playing with. She's super cool, and she's like, sorry I've been away, life has been crazy. You know, I just want to say hi, I miss you, and, you know, I'm ready to play Witch Queen with you when it comes out. And I didn't have the heart to tell her yet that I probably won't be buying Witch Queen. Like, with the way I feel now, I'm going to do some Destiny content. I'm debating. I was thinking about doing it on Twitch, but I might just do it in private and put it on YouTube. But, like, I was finally editing weeks 5 and 6 of the current season content, and I don't look happy. You guys are right. I did not look happy playing that game, and I don't know how to make it look fun. I can only do so much, guys. I mean, I used to be passionate about Destiny, and now, no, not anymore. I just don't feel the passion. The Taken King. Yeah, dude. I heard good things about the Taken King. I think it's possible to bring Cade 3 back, and some people are like, no, you can never bring him back. It would ruin the story. And it's like, how? It's a time travel story. We brought back Saint 14. Will they bring Cade back? Probably not. I think, based on, I think what Kat said about, oh my god, Ikora Ray's voice actress. I forgot her name already. I'm terrible with names right now. I'm on like 3 hours of sleep. I think it was Kat who told me that she and Nathan Fillion were like besties, and that she thinks that she kind of lost the spirit for the game after he left. And the funny thing is it kind of sounds like Nathan Fillion was pushed out. Yeah. Destiny turned into a super grindy chore that was, yes. Dude, more so than ever. And I think what made me feel that way, Edible, because I think you felt like that for a very long time. I think what made me feel like that is when they started putting expiration dates on things. You have to get this done now. I have a bunch of stuff I need to grind out this weekend on Destiny because, like, it's season reset in a week, and I still want my Bright Dust. And next season, I bought it. We're going to play it, but I think what I'm going to do is wait for all the content to be released and then go through and play it all in one day. I'm tired of wasting my time duplicating efforts. And my gosh, that freaking Gambit thing. Oh, I need a team for Gambit. I'm probably going to get a team together for Gambit. I wonder if Psycho Bark wants to do it. I know he likes Gambit. I will break out the liquor and we will play some freaking Gambit. Maybe we'll do that on stream this weekend. I don't know. But you're right. Destiny is a super grindy chore. You felt like that at the end of Forsaken? Yeah, I think I liked chasing triumphs in Forsaken. I did not like that you had to grind out Menagerie over and over again for a gun. I did like that they increased the drop rate after they fixed the bug where we could just run back and forth, like keep reloading an area for 2 minutes to get more guns out of the chest. But here's the thing, it doesn't break the game to let us do that. Like, just let us do that. And everyone's having fun when they do that because they feel like they're cheesing the game, and it's fun to be able to cheese the game. They fix things that don't need to be fixed because they are, I mean, you're still spending time in the game, which is what they want, but you're having fun. And you're doing it your way. And more, they keep telling you how to play. And when I just saw, like, the TWAB last week, I was like, I can't do this. I just can't do this anymore. Like, they are trying to homogenize the weapons in the game so much, but not in the spirit of balance. They're still forcing a meta by doing it. And someone said, well, you can't get rid of a meta. There's always, yeah, well, true. You're always going to have a meta, but you can have a meta because things just haven't been balanced perfectly, which is always going to be the case. Or you can have a meta because the developer wants you to play a certain way. And that is Destiny's problem. It's B. They force you to play a certain way. And I don't like that. They told us at the beginning of Shadowkeep they wanted us to play our way. That was one of the most blatant lies I've ever seen in my life. Oh, yes. Guys, do me a favor, hit the like button below. Helps other people find this video. YouTube promotes videos that get likes and comments. And what I'm going to do is fire up Diablo 2. Oh, yeah. Let me show you guys something real fast. So, Twitter. I know you're like, oh no, she's breaking out Twitter. Not the Twitter. Oh, that's Joker. Yeah, no, there's nothing controversial about it. It's funny. There's nothing controversial about Joker. No, I mean there is. That's why I like him. Um, Cactus. I know you guys all love Cactus. Was posting up. He posted a list of things the game has. He's like, there's so much content in the game. Like for new players, there's a ton of content. And I don't think. Well, I didn't listen to his video. To be fair, I just took his word that it was about new players. But I was like, is it? And I asked him this. I'm like, are new players really the only players who matter? It's like this game had amazing content in it, and they took most of it away. And the stuff that they're giving new players is not really that fun. Yeah, it's a lot of content, and some new players are enjoying it. But I have an alt account, and I actually responded on Twitter just to clarify this. I do have an alt account, and trying to earn the materials like legendary shards just to change the color shaders are free now, but changing shaders is free. But just to like change the look of my warlock or add mods, it's very expensive. And as a new player, it's frustrating, especially in the super grindy Destiny world. So, with the Joker stuff, let me see. He says, normally I agree that this is kind of hyperbolic mindset, but he's talking about the 6-month drought we're about to experience in Destiny, in which Halo comes out. Halo Witch Queen is getting nothing new for PvP, and Halo Infinite will be the first real D2-like PvP competition D2 has had. I think that's true. I've never played Halo. And while you can argue that D2 is a PvE game, it's not. Actually, it is it was a PvE game, but they've destroyed it. Rick the Thick Cactus, he is kind of thick right now. It used to be a huge dude. It's still a huge meme. I told him I had a big Destiny circle. They quit playing. Most of my friends have quit playing. This isn't, there is a drought playing. No, they quit toward the beginning of a season. The game is already broken. Because this guy says I'm tempering my expectations for the Witch Queen showcase and Season 15 reveal appropriately. They are both going to make or break the entire Destiny franchise. It's like, dude, it's already broken. And this guy said what I said on the Cactus thing. This is a different conversation, so it's funny that this guy responded to me saying this. He said, yeah, it's bad. Steam numbers have been down pretty bad for quite some time now, averaging about 30 to 40K every day with a peak of around 65K players the past 30 days. I haven't looked at the numbers in the last 30 days, but guys, that was half of what it's been throughout Beyond Light. They were getting 65K on low days. I think we have to bring this up. Last year's peak at this time was 122K, with the average being 64K. The slow burning apathy is making waves. I want to point out that the 122K is the most we've seen since the release of Shadowkeep. And that was because everyone was playing old content. All the raids, dungeons, etc. And it was fun. We were having a great time. Then they took that content away. It's true. I know those numbers. I know those numbers very well. Let's look at the Steam numbers, guys. It's been a while. You were VP of a huge clan in D1, and I don't see any of them playing anymore. Probably because you were the VP and they were like, oh my god, if this is the kind of person I encounter in this game. I'm kidding. Excuse me. Concurrent Steam numbers. Let's view all of the 100 most played games. Oh. Where the hell is Destiny? It's usually top 10. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It really is 38,000. Okay, let's pull up Can you not? Can I not pull up all the numbers on that? It takes me to Destiny. I don't know where I found those stats before. Destiny 2 player numbers. You were raiding 3 or 4 times a week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. Dude, yeah, we were doing a lot of raiding and I loved it. It was so much fun. Destiny 2 Steam charts. Here we go. All-time peak was 292,000. That's when Shadowkeep came out. Wow. Guys, this isn't because we're at the end of a season. I mean, it should be 65,000 at the end of a season. This is the lowest it's been. Wow. $93, $241, $139, $79, $131, $87, $95. Peak players 67,000 when? Last 30 days. Average players. Ooh. April had 45,000. Okay. There was a dip in April. But the peak players in April was 95,000. What happened in April that got us playing? That's a lot of players. That's twice as many as the average. But down here, your average players is approximately the same as April, but the peak player is significantly lower. Almost 30,000 less. Dude, that's a lot of people. You literally played D1 8 to 10 hours. Dude, I lived in D2. That was my home. It was starting to become my reality. It was kind of weird. Yeah, these are, look. You can interpret this line several different ways. It's not terrible compared to the last few months, but guys, the last few months are kind of trash. What happened in May that we had 187,000 peak players? That's a lot. We got to go back to Twitter and correct ourselves. Actually, let's click on this. Boom, Steam charts. Boom, right there. Evidence. Oh, you think it's trials. Okay. Got you. That could be it. I wish we could see that on a day-to-day basis. So trials could be what's bringing in the peak players. Fascinating. Fascinating. Guys, just to remember, I had another account try to fish me today on Steam, and what I did is I messaged my friend and said, "Dude, you've been fished. Here's a copy of the conversation on Steam. Change your password." Iron Banner, I don't know, dude. There's so much cheating in Iron Banner. Stasis nerf. These aren't exactly great things. It's weird. But anyway, if anyone ever messages you asking you to vote for their friends in a COD tournament thing, like, don't ever click on a website you're not familiar with and log in with Steam. Don't do it. What they're doing is they're collecting your information. It's not going to take you anywhere, but they're going to get your username and password. If you do click on one of these things and you log in but nothing happens, or it turns out to not be legit, go to Steam and immediately change your password. And I'll know if you get fished, because I'll get a message from the person who hacked your account wanting me to click on the link to vote for their friend in the Call of Duty tournament. This has manifested in other things like, hey, can you vote for this other thing? Or, oh, the other one is, hey, I accidentally reported you to Steam for illegal activity. I made a mistake. The Steam guy wants to friend you on Steam and talk to you about it. Ignore that. Actually report the person who's doing that. Or, again, contact your friend via Discord and let them know, or email, let them know that their account's been hacked and they need to change their password. I have to get these updates because it keeps happening to people. Just don't log in with Steam to websites you're not familiar with. Most websites do not need Steam. No. I think the only thing I've logged into with my Steam stuff is Discord to link my accounts. And Twitch. Yeah, it's bad. Steam numbers have been down pretty bad for quite some time now. Oh, that's the one I've already read. Wait a minute. I just got a notification that there's a new thing, but it is what it is. Oh, yeah, taking all of it away was a huge blow for sure. Pretty sure it was because of them upgrading their engine to Vulkan and freeing up some space, but player morale as a whole has been pretty low since, yeah. And if they intend to repair and restore, they need to tell us that 6 months ago. They've been so secretive about that stuff. All right, guys. That's our coffee talk for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Links for all of the videos and articles are in the description below. Like the video, it does tell YouTube to basically anytime someone likes or comments on the video below, it it will cause YouTube to share the video with other people who may be interested in it. Super appreciate it. We are going to move on over to Die Bear Plays, and we're going to check out Diablo. Click on that link there. I'll be live in a few minutes as soon as I get everything set up. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. Have a great day. If I don't see you later. If you'd like to support this channel, liking and commenting on the videos tells YouTube to share these videos with others who may find them useful. If you'd like to provide monetary support to help keep this channel up and running, visit my locals and subscribe star communities.